Hello and welcome to Team Fortress TV. My name is Admirable. I'm joined by Kratos. I always say Kratos because, I'll have to elongate those vowels. We got DavidTheWin on camera. We're here for the ETF2L Season 18, powered by eSports Premiership playoffs. It's going to be GGWP played your third place team against Fenneks eSports, your fifth place team. What's that all about, Kratos?
Gonna be an interesting game, I hope. And yeah, hello and welcome for me, by the way, as well. I'm looking forward for this game. I guess we casted this game mid-season as well, so really interesting to see them playing each other now after the roster changes and stuff.
Yeah, let's jump straight into that because I know we started a bit later than we had intended, but we've got some delightful graphics overlays. They're not looking exactly as we'd hope. Had a few technical interviews or two technical interruptions. That's part of the reason we're late. But if you check out the screen now, you can see that GG well played roster, and it's definitely different to the one they started with at the start of the season. But to give you a quick rundown, we've got Heist on Demoman, Forsaken on Pocket, White Glow on Medic, Yangpai now playing Scout, Shadowburn on Roamer, and Atomic on the other Scout position there. I'm going to keep things moving ahead quickly. Bring up me that Fenneks roster as well, and you can see there we have Rib on Demo. They've got Zub in on Pocket tonight for Salmon, and we're going to look at that a bit closer as well. Ski on Medic, GF18 the Talismanic Scout, Kalari on Roamer, and Walters generally playing somewhere around there on the Scout and sometimes sniper pieces. And as part of our analysis, we're going to go and look at this upgrade, Zub versus Salmon. That's got to be our next look at the stats here. Head to head, look at Zub's stats compared to Salmon. Zub ranks as third on Soldier, on kills and assists, and damage, on damage as well. But then you look at Salmon, not so impressive. Why did GG well played then let them use Zub here? What a beast.
Yeah, I see, like, Zub is probably a bit of an upgrade, even though if I think Salmon have some... Yeah, he's putting out some huge plays sometimes. So, I don't know, it's not all about the stats, I would say, but actually they played really well with Zub as well. In the PCWs, I guess they draw or even won against AWS, I heard. And I guess they were playing with Zub this time as well. And yeah, so actually it seemed to work quite well with Zub.
Yeah, I love stats because, you can use them to justify anything. I know they don't really mean anything at all. I'm sure not having Salmon for them tonight will be a loss, as he can be quite vocal. But definitely they haven't missed a beat there getting Zub in for tonight.
Yeah, actually.
I wanted to go ahead, and look at the rest of the sort of roster changes across the season. Of course, Heist came in to replace GDK quite late in the day, or in terms of the course of the main season. He came in to the GG well played roster. Forsaken managed to convince Heist to join them for the playoffs or the end of the season. And again, comparing his stats, it looks like pretty much a straight upgrade there, although Heist does noticeably less average damage. Of course, they're playing in different games here against different opponents, but you might be able to see some sort of difference in Demoman style there. I don't know if we can... How do you feel about these two demos, how they matched up or how different they were?
Like, obviously, I guess GDK have got huge deathmatch skills and he's doing a lot of damage, and obviously his crits are legendary, I guess. But Heist is changing the game a lot with his main calls, I guess. Like, I was watching a few games and yeah, he's just main calling for the Russians, and we have like deathmatch everywhere. Like Yangpai have some huge deathmatch, and the soldiers are obviously really great as well with Shadowburn and Forsaken. And Heist just micromanaging them, and this is a huge upgrade, I guess. Like, they might lose some deathmatch on the demo, but they have this coordination which helps them a lot.
Let's jump ahead and look at that last replacement head-to-head, Yangpai versus Rico, because Rico had to leave the Russians to join the army. I think that was something that was pre-arranged. He didn't get like conscripted or whatever, but they took Yangpai from Lazy Pandas, and surprising to me, like, I don't know exactly how accurate these stats are from Gentleman John, but Yangpai over the course of the season, taking all the logs from the officials just on Scout, not on off classes or anything, Yangpai is actually top damage on Scout, and he turned a lot of heads, like back playing for Lazy Pandas whenever they took that 1 point off Epsilon. and he seems to be like pretty powerful. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays in this fixture whenever there is high stakes involved. Let's go ahead and keep it moving here, and we will go to the head-to-heads. It's GG Well Played versus Fenneks. I want to see the stats for our roamers here. We've got Killari versus Shadowburn, two roamers who play quite differently. Shadowburn with his sick moves. Killari tends to, I don't know how to describe Killari's playstyle.
Yeah,
but
like I don't know. He's just like waiting for the calls and then just jump in and try to time his jumps a lot better than Shadowburn is doing, I guess. Like I wouldn't say Shadowburn is a worse roamer than Killari, but I think people underrating Killari. Like deathmatch wise, again, Shadowburn is obviously better, I would say, and he got some crazy jumps and stuff, but Killari's actually timing his bombs really well, in my opinion, so I don't know, yeah, it's like two different styles of roam, I would say. It's just like the one who's just making a play and try to go for the distraction, and this one who's just waiting for an opportunity to go in and try to finish someone.
yeah, like Killari isn't really the deathmatch beast comparatively compared to other soldiers, but he makes up for it with timing and playing off GF18 and coordinating with the team. In the damage stats there, DPM, if you look, Shadowburn's slightly ahead, but his, I don't understand how that works. How is his average damage lower, but his DPM is higher? God damn it, gentleman John. But yeah, in John's rating, it seems Killari is quite poorly ranked, like for his in-game stats, whatever. But we're trying to imply that there's another level there to what he contributes to the team. That remains to be seen tonight, though. But if we jump ahead, then we can check out how the medics have been performing throughout the season in the officials. And wow, this one appears to be slightly broke for me. Oh dear. Nice bit of HTML format in there, gentleman John. But the only interesting stat in terms of medics is really your kills and assists per death. And you can see that Skeege is really getting involved there with his combo. Seems to be getting a lot more assists than White Glow. Not sure if I can make anything of that. 5 drops both throughout the season. But Skeege with a lower drops per Uber ratio. Let's skip ahead. I'm not really enjoying that slide much at all. And take a look at Heist versus Rib, the Demoman battle. Kratos, give me your thoughts on how these two stack up together.
So let's see. The average damage is pretty high on Rib's side. Like he got 11k and Heist only with around 8k. But the damage per minute is kind of equal though. It's like 10 damage different though. Like 7th place for Rib and the 9th place for Heist. So that's quite equal. I don't know, I guess Rib and Heist are like both kind of passive, I would say. Like they're both not the strongest deathmatcher demos. They're just like waiting for an opportunity to go across the point or something for the middle fights and just walk in and try to finish off afterward. Like it's pretty much who are two of the demos who are sitting kind of far back. Would be interesting to see their heals, I guess. I don't know, is there any point where we can see the heals or something?
Oh no. But maybe
okay.
a future update here. But yeah, I'm interested to see Rib as well. Like a lot of times on middle, to pull out an aggressive mid push and just walk across the point and stuff like that and try and take the initiative that way. I'm not sure. We don't know what the map's going to be tonight, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's skip ahead to our next two head-to-head. Zub versus Forsaken. Of course, Zub in here as a Merc, Salmon usually the pocket, but as I said, Zub's stats this season pretty impressive, and he's fared well in the ranking. Forsaken's no slouch either, but he doesn't necessarily always play around his medic. If you think back to him playing in TCM, it was like a pocket demo man and the soldiers would jump in, coordinate it, and we might see a bit of that from Shadowburn and Forsaken tonight. But just in terms of stats this season, it's pretty close in DPM. But Zub did a much better job at staying alive, it seems, and finding frags. He's playing more like that pocket with the heals. I'm not sure how that's going to work out for Fenneks.
Also, you have 2 average air shots more, so you must be a better soldier here.
Exactly. Well, if you stay alive more, you're going to be getting more air shots, right?
Yeah.
But Forsaken seems more than happy to jump in and just trade his life for damage. I'm going to take a look at our next head-to-head, we're down to the last two. We've got two scouts here. It's going to be Walters versus Atomic. And these are probably the two lesser scouts in each team, or the two have been underperforming, probably to do with the position and the way they play as well, but they're sort of the roaming scouts who just go in and make plays and try and get aggressive. But Walters has been slated a lot in recent seasons that he isn't as good as he used to be, and like these stats don't really change my opinion on that. You can see there that he is not too highly ranked. If you consider that there's probably about like 8 times 2, 16 scouts, or maybe a few more in the rankings, and he's coming in there at 17th and 18th. Is he the worst scout in Prem?
I wouldn't say so, but I don't know. Maybe
one thing that I should note though, these stats are only talking about his time as scout. Like he did snipe as well. We don't have any stats up for that here, but it's something to look out for in all the maps. I know there's players joining the server as well. We'll keep things moving here. I hope this is interesting. But we'll go to our last head-to-head. We're really going to milk this one. It's GF18 Idiot versus Yangpai, and these two are absolutely sick scouts. Yangpai sort of coming from being a Russian journeyman to really impressing people this season, and GF18 has just always been shit hot. The stats are pretty decent. Yangpai with the top damage, I can't believe it. GF18 way down in 13, but look at those frags and kills and assists per death. He is head and shoulders above Yangpai there. Like he's just great on the cleanup. He's got a great sense of timing, and he's really the carry in the Fenneks team, I feel.
This is going to be a really interesting battle between GF18 and Yangpai. In my opinion, they are like both really upcoming talents. In my opinion, they could go really huge and play against the top people. Well, actually we're on the playoffs, so they are already one of the top, but actually the top two are kind of better maybe. So let's see, gonna be interesting. Whoever will win this match, it's gonna be nice to see GF18 or Yangpai against the other scout there in the playoffs in a real game.
Yeah, of course the winner of this fixture is gonna go ahead and play Epsilon, who finished second this season. What? You think that doesn't sound right? That's exactly what happened to Epsilon. Pipped by 1 point by Insomniac, aka BFF, aka what is it? Mirlin and Zeb will carry everyone else's noobs. I forget the old team name. But that's enough for the stats for now. I know it didn't look pristine as we had intended, but we just thought we'd go for it anyway. It is playoffs, we've got to raise the bar. We were going to have caster cameras as well, but we're just running into a few problems, so we axed that, maybe for a future playoff. But right now, the teams are both sitting here on the STV. Fenneks don't have the full roster of players on yet, but it's on Badlands, and the way this works in the playoffs is that the team with the higher seeding, i.e. GGWP.pro, who finished third, get to choose the first map, and after that it is losers pick. So neither team, well, GGWP.pro know what the map is going to be, but they don't have clarity until the game starts. So essentially Fenneks have come in here having to prepare for like all 7 maps in the map pool. They could even pick Turbine just to mess with your head. What map do you think they might play? Did you see any of the practice logs? Do you have any idea of what GGWP.pro might pick?
I don't know. They played Viaducts sometimes, but I guess it was just because their week 7 fixture was a bit late or something. I don't know. Gonna be interesting. Would be actually cool to see Viaduct, but I really don't know.
I'm thinking historically, Heist really hates Viaduct. Like whenever he played in TLR, he hated it. He this is probably his worst map. I'd be surprised if they picked that, but I'm trying to think back to the results as well this season. I should really open up this season history. Like, let's talk about how these teams made it here. For a long time, clear whether GGWP will actually make it to playoffs. They had like 3 or 4 games in hand whenever it was like coming up to week 7, the end of the season, but they won pretty much, well, they didn't beat Insomniac, but they won the last few games and they managed to get enough points. But during the main season, they actually drew with Fenneks, that game we casted. That was a big 3-3, right? It was, they won Process right at the last minute, but they lost Turbine, so I'm going to assume they won't pick Turbine. They played against Rocket as well earlier on, and they managed to get a golden cap win on Gullywash, but they lost Badlands 5-0, so maybe just doing a bit of deduction there, maybe they're going to pick Gullywash. I've closed TF2 right now, so you have to tell me what's happening on the server. Let me know if they're actually getting 12 on anytime soon. But
I'm actually just joining as well.
they've probably gone live or something. I'm just trying to sniff around here on the ETF2L website. Should have done a bit more preparation, but I'm so unprofessional. Of course, Fenneks didn't actually make it into 4th place either. They finished 5th. So it was Rocket who finished 4th and then decided to forfeit their place in the playoffs because they're just such nice guys.
Yeah, actually. So, I don't know, it's cool to see Fenneks in the playoffs because, they care more about it because, like, Rocket wouldn't be bothered to play it anyway, so...
Our team was dead, we were only there to fill the gap in the 8th team that didn't sign up. But, like, our justification is that we wanted to give it to a team who was actually going to stay together, or might at least stay together. But the real reason was because we fucking hated playing with each other. So we had to put a bullet in the head of that. But I'm just looking at the Fenneks had some really mixed results. Look at that on ETF2L. They had 4 draws this season. They drew with Lazy Pandas of Rocket, GGWP played, and 425. So they proved to be super mediocre. Did manage to get a win against Saints, but couldn't really bring themselves out of that chasing pack of 4. It was 425 Rocket, Fenneks, and GGWP played that were really fighting for it tooth and nail towards the end of the season. But right now they've been given a second chance. They've been given a shot at redemption thanks to those heroes at Rocket. What nice guys they are. I just have to repeat that again. But really, Samsy, Admirable, Hawks, Cookie, QNX, Huey, all heroes of the game. You should show them much love in Twitch chat. I'm just checking out Twitch chat right now. I've got it opened here. Huey says, "Rocket, so nice."
Yeah, the nicest.
What's happening in the server? I'm going to relaunch TF2. I've seen enough of the ETF2
actually,
history.
they're disconnecting or something. They might change the server. I don't know.
Oh, man. If that does happen, if I get any confirmation on that, we'll take a little break. But let's just wait and see what exactly is going to happen. I'm going to relaunch TF2 and get back into the game.
So, by the way, the first map is confirmed to be Badlands, or?
Is it?
I don't know.
Are you asking me a question?
Yeah, there was a question actually.
This seemed to be the first map the server was on. I don't know for sure. Let's run with that conspiracy theory. But if they, I'd be quite annoyed actually if they're changing server, because we went to some effort today to get them to agree on a server an hour or two before the game, and we could get the live stats and everything set up. We do have DavidTheWin with us here, former VTV caster. Well, I say former, he still is a VTV caster, but he's here putting in some work for teamfortress.tv. What do you see on? Is there any word in the STV chat there? Are they actually talking to each other? Did they say they're going to change server?
Nope, actually not. But I asked GF18 if. Actually, I asked Badlands confirmed to be Badlands. I was supposed to ask if it's the first map, but he said no idea. Probably got what I wanted to ask. But yeah, they actually changed the server though. But there's no new STV yet. 9 people on the server in the lifetime. So
let's not mess around here. DavidTheWin, just take us to a little break here. I'm not going to sit around here and try and fumble through a cast while setting up a new relay and stuff. Let's just go to a little intermission. Stay with us here on Team Fortress TV whilst we fix these technical problems and the teams agree on a new server. But we'll be back shortly.